What's going on, everybody? My name is Steven. You guys are watching the Fowler Airgun channel. Y'all check this out. Yesterday I did a video with my big bore 35 caliber 9mm Snowpeak M60B, and had a little oopsie on video while I was filming. This is the original charging lever here on the side. So to charge this air gun, you would take this lever out here and just pull it right back, and that just locks in the sears or everything for your hammer to go so you can shoot. And well, I was charging yesterday during a video, and unfortunately this snapped. And what it is normally this has these little ears that stick off right here that would connect to this little lever here that helps to move this little block here that is essentially has a rod running to the back here, because the hammer and everything, the spring and all, is back here in the back. So when you pull this lever back, this pulls a whole mechanism that charges the system back here. So yesterday I was cocking, shooting, and yeah, snapped this clean off. And just want to take just a quick minute to kind of show you this here. Alright, so this is the new charging lever I fixed up here. And basically what I've done is I've took some flat steel, some flat mild steel stock, and what I did was I cut out one. Pretty much traced this design just a little bit different here, but you can see just what I mean there about it having snapped off there right on those two pieces there. Again, this part right up here at the top is just where I had the magnet, and I'll show you again what I've done here with that. But essentially what I've done is I've made us a two-piece configuration. So it's two pieces of mild steel that are sandwiched together and welded on the back side. So there's just a seam that runs along the front here, and here's my little magnet design here what I was talking about that just keeps it there in place. I know it's a little bit off there with alignment, I'm aware of that, but you know, not everything can be extraordinarily perfect when you're got a million things going on. And this is the first time I've ever done this right here with this little magnet holding that down, so that works really well. And it lined up just a little bit off. It's not bad because it's still clicking into place like it needs to. But yeah, so this is the lever here, and absolutely smooth. This is my little magnet that I placed in the back here, and these were the ears that snapped off here on the original aluminum charging handle. Like I said, it would go kind of in like that there. So yeah, anyways, that busted off, and ended up having to go back to the drawing board and making one out of steel. But now we have one out of steel, and it is oh so smooth. I mean, that is just absolutely smooth, works very well. And yeah, we're gonna actually shoot it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot and redo this video. Yesterday I told everybody that this thing was hitting up velocities of 800 plus feet per second, and I don't believe I saw but maybe one or two shots on that video where we even achieved those velocities. And the reason why, and I'm gonna explain this, is when you charge this back, what this does is this moves this steel rod that's in the top here, okay, and it pushes this whole mechanism back here in the rear back. Now when you push this mechanism back, you have right here is the probe. You'll see when I move that, when I pull this charging lever back, it moves the whole probe and the hammer back. So this is the probe on the top, and this is the hammer. What will happen is the probe will go forward, it will push a pellet into the barrel. And what happens is, if this is not pushing forward off, it's not seating that pellet in there all the way, one, there's an O-ring right in the mouth of that barrel there that helps seal around this probe, okay? So you're gonna have a lot of blow-by that's gonna get and escape right out around that from the O-ring. You're also gonna have that pellet not getting probed far enough into the barrel, so you're gonna have this space that's behind the pellet from the port that goes from the plenum down here up into the barrel, and it's going to obstruct that every time, and it's not consistent. So what happens is, when you're cocking this back, every time you're cocking this back with this aluminum charging lever here, this shape is actually bending here. So as this shape is starting to bend, it's actually moving this probe every bit, just a little bit further and further back, until eventually what you're doing is you're getting inconsistencies within your shot string. So that's going to be a huge factor right there. So got that replaced, got the steel on there, we can do away with that. And today we're going to be shooting some of these FX hybrid slugs. We're going to be shooting 68 grain FX hybrid slug, and awesome manufactured slug here. I'm just going to show it to you. It's got this semi cup base there to it. and just a nice massive just a massive expanding hollow point there. Very deep, very wide, and 68 grains on the light in there. I got the chronograph set up today, and we're just gonna shoot us a group out there at 40 yards. I also have us a couple of apples sitting out there at 40 yards, and we'll go ahead and rerun a quick little video here for you all. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this chronograph rolling for us. Aired up to a 250 bar max fill. I think that's somewhere around 3,600 psi. I'm gonna get us rolling out downrange, just 40 yards. I have one magazine of these extra shiny FX hybrid slugs. We are going to be shooting consistent today, no crazy charging handle. I'm absolutely thrilled about this. Just got it wrapped up yesterday afternoon, so this is going to be a lot of kind of the preliminary shooting here. But we're going to go ahead and see where this thing goes. So right out there at 40 yards, I have steel plate that's hanging on the right side of that coyote, and I'm just going to plant a few out there, see where my point of impact is. Oh wow, we're pretty much dead on there. 785 feet per second. Ooh, tearing it up. 796 feet per second. Beautiful. 804. Now we're in the 800s. Let's go ahead and give, I got a little propane camping fuel tank out there. It's empty. That's already been punctured on one side, but we're gonna see if we can get through this at 800 feet per second with one of these. These things have a lot of expansion. They're not really made for penetration, so I don't really think it's gonna go through. But we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. Let's go ahead for the camping tank. Ooh, I tell you, that thing hit real hard though. 806 feet per second. Okay, now let's go for a couple apples. I'm just gonna work my way from, yeah, I guess from left to right here. Wow, did you hear the way that apple opened up? I mean, that was absolutely insane. 818 feet per second. Let's get the one next to it. I mean, I'm not sure if you can hear that report, but it is absolutely screaming. 815 feet per second. I'll be honest with you, the report from it hitting those apples is way, way louder than this actual air gun is. Which, by the way, too, speaking of which, I actually removed the majority of this moderator can actually unscrew to each individual baffles. And I actually was able to use some extra baffles that I had to go inside of the baffle, so I was able to shorten it, use only half of the length that I really actually need there so that I stay a bit compact here. And it's actually as quiet as it is with the full-length moderator from the manufacturer put on. So I really like it. Extra quiet, but really loud downrange. Let's go ahead and hit this last apple. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. Let's go ahead, and that's at 811 feet per second. Let's get that apple that's up there still. I mean, that is just nasty. Just nasty. There wasn't really much left of it. It kind of just... I think that it's just the front we're looking at here. Yeah, there's nothing left of that apple. Absolutely. Wow, that thing is absolutely crazy. 831 feet per second. Let's see what do we got out here. I just don't want to do a whole lot of shooting. These slugs are relatively expensive. And that's a dual 831 feet per second. I'm going to go out there at 50 yards and hit that... Let's see. Oh, you can still see it out there. Let's go 50 yards and see where we're at, right in the center. Oh wow, that was almost perfect. 835 feet per second to finish off there. And we're still climbing, so I'm just going to do this, just so everybody can go ahead and see. We went from 250 bar to about 210 bar, somewhere in there, so still a fantastic use of air. Let's do this. I'm going to try and get us a few more of these out. Load it up for what I can anyways. 6, 7, 8 more shots. Let's see what happens with these 8 more shots here. Oh, that charging lever is just so absolutely smooth. Okay, let's see. What were we going at here? We got the apples. We've already, let's see if we can just take out any more of the apple that's sitting up there. We got that one on the far left side. I mean, I'm hitting it. There's just nothing but applesauce there. That's 837 feet per second. I'm just going to go back out there at 50 and see what this group looks like. I mean, that is just dead on. 834 feet per second. 838 feet per second. 831 feet per second. 808 feet per second. And it's probably going to take us out 791 feet per second. And that's just now at, we are at roughly 180, 190 bar, somewhere in that area. So still an excellent use of air. And look, the real reason why I wanted to get out here and do this video is just to show you, well, number one, because of, you know, boogered up with the cocking lever on video yesterday, and I like a redemption, you know, because just can't leave that video hanging like that. I wanted to show you how well the rifle actually shoots, and with a little bit more back pressure on that valve too, we can reach some 800 feet per second with the 82 grains pellets and things, which the FX pellets shoot exceptionally well out of this as well. This is definitely more tuned towards a pellet gun, I believe, with the barrel and the twist rate, which I do not know what the twist rate is in this thing, but I do believe that the way it's shooting, it seems to be geared more towards pellets. Anyhow, I just want to bring everybody out here and show you that, I got the Snowpeak back in action here. If I can ever get this thing loaded up here. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to take the magnification all the way away. And now we're at 1 power here. And I'm going to see if I can hit one of those apples on 1 magnification. Oh, I think that was a hit. I think that was pretty close. I'll have to watch the video on that one. It's really cool optic as well, because it's 1x5, and the 1 power is actually really nice. If you keep both eyes open when you shoot, which I tend to keep both eyes open when I shoot, unless I'm really squinting out there, like long distances. So if I'm shooting right here from this 1 to 5 power scope, it's really nice because it has this pretty simple crosshair for the reticle, except it's got some stadia lines, so it's got some nice hash marks underneath of your center point, and the center point of aim is my favorite personally, which is just a red dot center, and it's actually illuminated, and it only illuminates the red dot, so it's really nice. It gets you on target out there really quick. I enjoy the optic. It's a Sniper VT 1 to 5. It's a first focal plane scope. Anyways, yeah, I just want to bring everybody out here and show you the rifle functioning a little bit better. Shoot some apples and some things, have a little bit of fun. It's a nice day again, but of course it seems always in the afternoon the rain starts to blow in. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, do me a favor as always, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to it if you want to see more from this crazy old circus, guys. That's all I got for you. I'll see y'all on the next one.